Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's Thursday, March 26th. It's 2:15, and the bees are out doing, I think, mostly cleansing flights. We've had some bad weather, or as far as bee activity goes. It's been windy and cold and damp, and I think it's barely 50 degrees today. I think tomorrow might be 56 degrees, but this is the most activity that I've seen in a while. I was a little concerned because, it warmed up and they were bringing in pollen, and I was concerned that they broke cluster, and then were surprised by some, I think it was 24 degrees the other day. I closed this up, so maybe I want to open this up a little bit more. A lot of activity here. There we go. Give them some more room. Maybe I'll just take this off. Yeah, there's an audible buzz, the amount of bees. So that's encouraging. Yeah, I haven't looked in the hive since the oxalic acid treatment. No, actually, I haven't looked in the hive at all. So the oxalic treatment that I did the last time was on the 24th. Sorry for the hammering. And the reason I'm videotaping this, not necessarily for the bee activity, I had an idea about modifying this oxalic acid. Wow, bee seems to be attracted to this. It's weird. But this vaporizer here, which I think was sort of popular, probably still is, and a lot of hobbyists probably have this. But I like the idea of there's another one that vaporizes this, and it's expensive. It's for maybe more commercial use, and it allows you to drill a 1/4-inch hole in the hive and then have the vapor go into that hole through one of those flexible 1/4-inch copper tubing that they have for like a water supply on a fridge. But what I was thinking of doing, so this is the heating element, and the pan is just a piece of aluminum here that's been milled. So it's got a little plate here, and the heating element slides on this hole that they've drilled on the side. And there's these 2 set screws that you tighten to lock that in. And it doesn't go all the way back. There is some room here for a hole to be drilled. So the thought that I had was that if I could put a cover on this and drill a hole in here, I've got one of these 1/4-inch elbows, and it's a male and a female end. I could drill a hole, have that go in the hole there, solder that, and then have whatever length of flexible copper tubing. I bought a 10-foot section from Home Depot, and I don't think it was that expensive. I think it was about $10. I think copper prices have come down again or something. So either I could clamp this on, what I was thinking of using those paper clamps, or those binder clamps, and just put one on each side real quick, or drill a hole here, tap it out with a thread, fine thread or something, and then I could have this so it's like a little door that slides and closes this after I put the oxalic acid in. The only concern, I'm sure you're probably thinking of this already, is the heat sink value of this copper and this copper, heating up the additional mass here. So one thought that I had, I'll give it a try, see if anything, maybe it just takes longer to vaporize the oxalic acid. But the other thought I had was that if I just take a high temperature gasket seal, for head gasket seal. Put a bead on this and let it cure. Then when I put this plate on here, which you probably need to do anyways, so then when you tighten it, it forms a seal, and more of the vapor will then come out, be forced out through this tube. Yeah, so those are my thoughts of trying to see if I can modify this so that I don't have to stick this hot plate into the hive underneath any of the frames. So that's the plan. I got this off of eBay. It's 1/8 inch stock. You can get it to custom cut dimensions, whatever you need. For what I found there, the guy that I found on eBay. I bought these on Home Depot. They didn't have them in stock in the store, so I had to have these delivered to the house, and I picked up in the store the flexible 1/4 inch copper tubing. So that's the plan. I'll let you know how it goes. Again, I think I might have to put that bead, a gasket there, so that I don't transfer heat with too much heat to this copper. Yeah, so let me just tighten this up. And again, this is only for people who have a couple of hives. This wouldn't be good for a commercial operation. And that doesn't look like there's much of a gap there. And it's going to take the path of, maybe there is, I was going to say path of least resistance. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so it's so breezy out there. I was going to have the camera on a tripod. That's going to narrate from inside the greenhouse here on the other side of the door, and then I realized, well, I wouldn't have the camera with me. So I'm just going to videotape through the window and do it outside and see if it works, and it'll give me an idea of how long I need to wait if this is going to produce vapor and expel it out of the pipe. Definitely not as quick as the, did I just see, I see some vapor, there's some vapor, but it's coming out of the gaps in the pan there. It's not coming out of the tube. I think you can see that. So it is not being expelled out of the tube. Going on 3 minutes. Got a good burn on there now. A lot of fumes coming out. 2 minutes 15 seconds. Seems to have, I wonder if there's a reaction there with the copper. There's some foam, something fizzing on the side there, building up. Didn't think about that either, if there's some interaction with copper. Still burning. Still setting off vapor. So, what did I say? I think that's 3 minutes 15 seconds now. . And I think it's finished. So yeah, if I can seal that, I mean the vapor would make sense that it needs to come out of the tube there. Alright, well, let's take a look. There seems to be a lot of residual oxalic acid here, but we've got some good vapor. Oh, there's nothing in there. So this heating element here definitely is over spec. It's able to heat up all that oxalic acid, and yeah, all I need now is a bead. I don't know if I should put it on the aluminum here or on the bottom of the copper. I'll head on over to Home Depot with respect to social distancing. I don't think AutoZone's open, I don't know. Yeah, I think I might almost be there. Just need to be able to seal this. All right, I put this Permatex on the copper side of this modification here, and I just had an idea though, because I just put it on roughly and spread it out with like a toothpick, and it looks kind of rough, and it just dawned on me, I had an idea that what if I had put this down and then put saran wrap on top of this and then screwed it down onto the that heating element. Then if on the opposite side of the screw here, if there's a larger gap, basically the gasket would form to the surface and all the gaps, and it would be the correct thickness all around. So I might take this all off with a razor blade, sand it down, and attempt to do it again, because it looks kind of rough, so I didn't realize it is kind of, I mean, it's pliable, but it's still pretty stiff. So I don't know if this is going to make a complete seal when I put that screw in. It's too bad there wasn't enough room or thickness to put a screw on the other side. But that's getting close, I think, to getting this, see if it can seal. I'm going to give this a shot to see if anything comes out of the tube. But yeah, I'm probably going to have to take this all off again and try that idea with the saran wrap and then screw this down onto the plate, and then this gasket will form to all the right thicknesses in all the right areas. Alright everyone, it's been almost 2 minutes. Nope, it's been 3 minutes. And there is vapor coming out of the pipe now, just not a lot. So I wonder if it cools off in the pipe and builds up a residue in the pipe. That was not a lot coming out of there at all. You see that? Propped it up on that piece of wood there. This starting to come out. So yeah, that was, it's going to be going on 4 minutes. Oh, it stopped. That was it. Gee, that was not a lot of vapor. So Well, it's a good experiment, I guess. But it looks like there's still vapor coming out of, it's still leaking out of some of the seams there. Yeah, there's still vapor coming out of the seam somehow. Yeah, I don't know what temperature that gets to. Another concern I had is maybe if there's any type of outgassing on that Permatex, it might be harmful to the bees. But, well, at least I haven't destroyed the plate. I just drilled a hole in it, and it still works. But I thought I'd give this a try. I'd have to invest in the one. Goes for $150, I think, if I don't want to have that sitting in the hive underneath the frames.